So also, there's some great resources and support that you can get from community. And I've already sort of talked about some of them, but there are also community funds. So we have our local and municipal organizations, our civic duty, if you will. We are paying taxes. And so that is a form of community funds. But then there are also organizations that you can contribute to. The one of the first ones that come to mind are churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, and any other spiritual or religious organization that does accept contributions. Also, there are lots of organizations within different communities that are there just to help people, help fill in the gap when people are in need of financial assistance. And so those are other community funds that are available for people. And not just that, but shared knowledge, just coming together to communicate can help us in so many ways. That right there is a huge resource. Just being able to hear about other people's experiences and for you to be able to share yours. There is real value in that communication, which I think goes back to the root word community communication. I think we see the root word there being commune. I like it. Okay, so also, we can build legacy together through communities. What I mean by legacy is creating something that's going to have a lasting impact beyond just an individual's life or an individual's success. These are things that will go on. So, whether it's intellectual property, if it's a memory, or even something physical that can be passed on, stories, money, trust, actual physical items, even buildings and homes, property, land. All of these things can go into legacy. Imagine creating a book for your family where you just have your own family history in there, as far back as you can go, your own life. And then those who have come behind you, if you have descendants of your own, and just keeping documentation of that and then passing it on to someone. That's huge. That's legacy building, passing it on to someone in your community. And some of you out there might be scrapbookers, or just think about the tons of pictures you have, or photo albums. I remember my grandmothers used to always have photo albums and loved pulling them out during the holiday time. So that's legacy as well. Sharing those memories and stories. That's really, really big. We have to keep that going. So I want to call you all to action. Okay. Here's my call to action. Number one, I want to encourage you to evaluate your own community. Remember, this can be friends, family, organizations, um, colleagues, employees, people around you in local businesses, professional affiliations, all of that. And anything that I didn't mention, your fitness club, all the things. Really evaluate your community, okay? And you could also join a local finance group. There are local finance groups. There's also the Chamber of Commerce. You could start a book club yourself. I mentioned meetup groups. And guess what? The SBA, the Small Business Administration offices, have a ton of information that can also help you find out about these organizations if you don't already know about them, or find some local ones just to expand your territory, so to speak. And guess what you can also do? You can mentor someone else, because I promise you, there are things that you know that others don't. And there's someone who needs your information. They need your life experience. They need your inspiration and your motivation. They need you to just show up as you, as your best authentic self. And I promise that will encourage and show others the way. And don't beat yourself up if you feel like you're not doing what you should be doing. I promise you, there's something that you have going on that can still encourage others. So I just want you to show up for yourself, be a contributing member to your community or communities, because as you see, there are multiple. And by you doing that, you're helping yourself and you're helping other people. So, just in conclusion, I want to recap a few key points here. Number one, community helps us to build our wealth and our legacy. Also, I want to share this really, really inspiring quote by Dr. Martin Luther King that speaks to this. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Again, by Dr. Martin Luther King. Such wise words, and it really, really hits home. The point is that what impacts one impacts the other. So we're all connected, whether we want to admit that or not. So we are one large community down to smaller ones. We have the micro and we have the macro. But we're on this earth, so we're in community together. So we might as well figure out how to do it in a good way. That's positive for all of us. So remember, community is essential, okay? It's essential not only for everyday life, but for financial empowerment and legacy. You never know when you might need to barter with someone. Remember back in the day, if you needed milk, eggs, or sugar, just to throw out some easy things, you might not eat any of those. But those are just kind of some common ones that come to mind. I remember in our neighborhood, we could just go over to the neighbor and ask for it, and they could come to us in the same way. But remember, it's essential. You might not be that closely connected to your neighbor. You might not want to do that. But what is today's modern version of that? Know what your neighbors do. Have some idea about the people around you and where you live and the people that you're connected to. All right. Also, networking, resource sharing, and accountability. They are crucial components. Remember, people in our community can also hold us accountable. I have to say, I have a weekly meeting with some leaders in an organization that I work with. So I'm a licensed life insurance agency owner. I work with one carrier. And within that carrier, there are a few other leaders in the organization. And so I have two standing meetings with two of those leaders within my organization. I learned so much in those meetings. They hear from me. They let me speak freely, and I hear from them and they speak freely. And in some of those meetings, they are really, really holding me to task and holding me accountable. So that's really important. Hopefully I use that term right when I say holding me to task, but I think you get my point. They're holding me accountable. They're calling me out. They're calling me up, really, just showing me some ways that I can improve overall so that I can get to where I say I want to be. They're really just helping me towards my own goals and giving me ideas on how I can get there that I didn't come up with on my own. And so that's one of the really, really great benefits of being in community. Also, taking action can significantly impact your journey in general, but especially your financial journey and those around you. Remember, we're talking win win situations, symbiotic relationships. You are here for community, community is here for you. So let's put the unity back in community. So, with that said, be sure to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit that bell for notifications. Until next time, remember we are stronger together in community to build our legacy, our finances, and our world in general. Bye, y'all.